Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show. Today we're going to be tasting some Petite Sirah, but before I do that, happy Friday. Seahawks play on Sunday. I believe they play the Arizona Cardinals at home, last two games at home. They're going to have home field advantage through the playoffs, baby. They just need to take care of business Sunday. I'm looking forward to that game. The reason we're doing Petite Sirah today is because next week a lot of people are going to be consuming prime rib. That's another traditional Christmas meal besides ham. In fact, that's what we actually do both at our house. We do a ham and we do prime rib. And Petite Sirah is perfect for prime rib, for roast, because it's a very muscular, big wine. The berries on the Petite Sirah are really small, so you get a lot of skin to juice ratio, ramping up the color, giving it a lot of flavor intensity. Petite Sirah confuses a lot of people because they think it's some sort of a Syrah. Well, actually it is in some ways related to Syrah, because the Syrah grape, when Petite Sirah, which is actually, I don't want to confuse you, is actually Durif. That's a whole other story. We won't get into all the details on that. But in northern Rhone, it was created by Syrah grapes pollinating Palaucin. That's a tough one for me. The Palaucin grape, creating Durif. Well, Durif was planted in California. There's a bunch of it there, and they called it Petite Sirah. So let's get started. First one is Shannon Ridge Petite Sirah, Lake County, 2011. It says High Elevation Collection. This rolls in at $11, so good value. Well, we'll find out if it's good value. There you go, Shannon Ridge. Let's give the glass a rinse. One thing I do want to recommend when you serve Petite Sirah, I would like to recommend that you decant it, because it is a big wine. It's got a lot of tannins. It's also big in fruit, but those things the fruit will not come out unless you give it a little decanting. So if you're going to use Petite Sirah for your Christmas meal, throw it in a decanter. Splash it into something, into a glass. Open it up in the morning. Let it sit. But yes, give it some air. Alright, let's do some scent searching. You like that? One of the elements of a Petite Sirah is that it's very plummy. And this smells like mashed plums, maybe with a little prunes thrown in it. Very perfumey. I get some red flower notes on it. Maybe some tobacco. But this one really jumps out of the glass. This is one of the things I do like about Petite Sirah, is you get a lot of good aromas out of it. Let's see what we got. What did I say this was? $11? This is stupid good for $11. I'm serious. You can get the tannins. There's that grippiness on the backside. These have been open for a while, but had I just popped and poured that, those tannins would have probably been a lot stronger. Good structure. It's smooth, but like I said, it has a little grip action on the back end. It's almost like a cherry plum, like a dark cherry plum. I get a little vanilla. No doubt that's from the oak. A little mocha action, maybe some chocolate. That's a seriously good bottle of wine for $11. I don't know. This would be great with prime rib. It's got the spice action on the backside, good structure. It needs food. Right now I just want to eat something because my mouth is drying up. But yet it's got that delicious factor too with all those fruit elements in there. It's a seriously good wine. Like I said, 11 bucks. I'm going to give that one an A-. For that price, you need to check that one out. Shannon Ridge. Good stuff. Let's move on. Now we're doing the David Bruce 2011 Petite Sirah California, which means it's not a specific appellation, but they source their grapes probably from wherever they get the best fruit they can get. There you go. A lot of people are familiar with David Bruce, and I can remember when David Bruce and Stag's Leap were two of the only Petite Sirahs on our store shelf. Those were the big popular ones. Remember Stag's Leap with the white label? It's still there, still rolling. Talk about a big wine. Woo! I remember taking it to somebody's house one time and they didn't even drink it. They pulled out the Gamay Beaujolais. Remember when they made that? Crazy. David Bruce, 2011 Petite Sirah, rolls in at 20 bucks. Still not bad. Let's do some scent searching. I think I'm going to keep saying that. I like that. Scent searching. This isn't quite as perfumey as the Shannon Ridge. I get a little stinkiness on it, which is, I like that. A lot of tobacco. I get like a interesting like a potpourri thing coming off this. Now I said it wasn't perfumed, but there's just this tiny hit of like somebody's burning incense or something. Interesting. You know, nothing's really jumping out at me. I could say plum, but it's not distinct. It's definitely dark fruit. It's brooding, which means to me, when I say it's brooding, I mean it's kind of this mingled, intense fruits that just aren't, you know, screaming out of the glass. Let's give it a whirl. See what we got. That's weird. A lot lighter on the palate. It has a brightness on the back end, nice flow, but it's kind of light for a Petite Sirah. I get there's definitely some cherry notes there. I get a little like a raisin characteristic on the mid palate, and that kind of leaks into the finish. It's a lot brighter than the Shannon Ridge. It's not plummy. It's got some acidity going on. It doesn't have the grip on the backside. It tastes good, but it wasn't what I expected after trying the Shannon Ridge. $20. I don't know. I'm gonna give that one a C+. It just sorry. I just gotta try it again. It's got good flow. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the C+ on that one. $20. The $11 one delivered a lot more. Now this one, my friends, is a big seller at my store that I work at. And let's take a zoom in on this one. It is Michael David Winery, Petite. It's got a crazy label. I mean, these guys are funny. Some of the stuff they do, the 7 deadly sins, and check that out. 2 big elephants sitting on the couch. One has a tattoo. You probably can't see all that stuff. I mean, a wild label. When you first see this one, you might not take it seriously. But Michael David Winery does some good stuff. Sometimes the labels don't tell the true story. All right, let's move on. This one rolls in at $20. No, 19 bucks. Sorry. Let's do some scent searching. This definitely on the nose has a more of a almost like a brown sugar character. Like somebody took some brown sugar and mixed it in with your plums. Very, I always say this, sweet on the nose. You can tell, you can smell the sweetness. Definitely currants, like really ripe currants, plums, little brown sugar action in there. Let's give it a try. See what we got. Wow. Now, coming off of the David Bruce, which had a little more acid to it. Actually, I'm going to go B- on the David Bruce. I don't want to be that tough on it because I think a lot of people will like it. It's lighter. It's, you know, it has some elements. It's got a delicious factor to it. So we're going to go B- on that. Now, after smelling this Michael David Petite Sirah, I was expecting it to be a little bit more fruit forward, but it's got good balance. It's got good structure. It's got that grip on the backside that you expect from Petite Sirah. Currants and plums come through, a little tobacco edge to it. It gets that serious grip on the backside, just like the Shannon Ridge. I think it's a little bit hollow on the mid palate. I don't get the fullness on the mid palate. There's a little bit of spicing coming through on the backside. Good intensity. Actually, it is a tiny bit hollow on the mid palate, but then it makes up for it on the finish where all that spice and tobacco and currants and plums and all those things kind of come together on the finish. And just a little tiny hit of chocolate on the back end. I understand why that one sells a lot. Good wine. I'm going to give this one a solid B+. So, pretty amazing. The $11 Shannon Ridge comes in strong. Behind it, the Michael David Petit, and then the David Bruce for 20 bucks. That's the thing I love about wine. The most expensive one isn't necessarily the best one. Do some searching, look around. Thanks for joining me. Have a great weekend. We're going to do bubbles on Monday. Looking forward to that. Cheers, and here's to keeping the snob out of wine.